Hello everyone and welcome back to Supreme Tennis, where we have another video lesson, this time with Bernard, a regular client of mine, someone I teach twice a week, Mondays and Wednesday mornings. So yeah, thank you to Bernard for allowing us to film this and publish it on the channel. So as usual, just engaging in our warm-up from the service line, just doing a few forehands cross court. And you'll see here we go for a slightly wider angle, just trying to feel the ball a bit, just trying to work that topspin, just trying to roll our wrists over the ball, and yeah, nothing too intense, just trying to feel and develop that sense of rhythm. And again, just doing the same on the backhand side here. And then after a few minutes, we move to the back of the court, just trading down the middle, just trying to develop a sense of rhythm again, this time from the baseline. And it's worth noting that Bernard has only recently just got back into his tennis. He played a lot as a youngster and then put his racket down for about 20 years and only recently picked his racket up again. And over the last year or so, he's made significant progress. So I'm very happy with the improvements that he's made. Of course, he's got his areas that he needs to work on and he's fully aware of them, and he's his harshest critic at times. But yeah, very happy with the progress that he's made. Now in these next few clips here, I just want to highlight a few things that Bernard needs to work on. And this shot here, he runs around his forehand and uses his backhand, which he does very often. We want to do that the other way around and use the forehand in these situations. And then you can see he lets the ball get very low. So instinctively he backs off on a lot of shots. Now I've paused it here, and this isn't a difficult shot to deal with. This point here is where I want him to make contact with the ball. Now, like I said, instinctively he backs off on a lot of shots, and I understand if the ball's coming fast, if it's coming deep, but this could be a mid-court ball and he still backs off. So this means he takes a lot of shots very low, and then he also doesn't send his weight through the shot very often. And I'm not saying he needs to take every ball on the rise, but I just want better weight transfer. So here you can see how low his contact point is, and this is something that we really need to fix over the next few months. He does it again on this next shot here. So it's on the backhand side again. You know, some decent depth, but it's not too deep. It hasn't put him under pressure. And this point here is where I'd like him to make contact. I'd like him to move a little up the court, maybe slightly closer towards the baseline for this particular shot. And that's where I want the point of contact to be. Instead, look, it gets very low. Okay, so this is something that needs fixing. And this shot here, okay, so it's pretty much the same shot as the previous one. Same depth on my shot, but look how much further up the court he is. His contact point is a lot higher. You can clearly see the weight transfers better, and the point of contact here is very different to the point of contact on the previous shot, as you can see. Next here we go into the first drill of the lesson, which is just some forehands, some deep forehands cross court. I think it's very important to practice this shot because it's the most common shot you'll use. So very important that you practice it. And then also it's a very good opportunity for you guys to see Bernard's shape on his forehand. So let us know in the comment section below what you think. And I feel it looks very good at this stage. All the basic fundamentals are there. You can see here he pushes the racket back with his left hand to start the unit turn. And then you can see at the end of his unit turn here, he's looking over his left shoulder, which should be the case. And I like that his left arm is extended across his body to create distance, to make sure he's not too close to the ball when he strikes it. And that left arm being across also helps engage the hips and the shoulders better. And I also like that he's lowered his center of gravity. I like the knee bend in his leg, so he's using the lower body as well. And then you'll see he has transitioned into the acceleration phase, and he's got decent racket drop. He could maybe get a little bit more, but it's not too bad. And then into the contact point. Again, this could maybe be a touch higher, his point of contact, but it's not too bad. I do like that it's to the side, yet also in front of his body. And then you can also see that his knees are not bent anymore. He's extended his legs up into the ball. So he's gone from a low point to an extension point with his legs. And then speaking of extension, you can see his right arm here extends all the way through the ball. And then he finishes with a nice wraparound finish. So his forehand's looking pretty solid here. Okay, in this next drill, we're adding the down the line. So you can see the target area cross court. And what I'm saying to Bernard here is he has to earn the right to hit down the line. And he can only earn that right if he finds the target area cross court first. And we're doing sets of 20. And I like to set realistic yet challenging goals for my clients. So for Bernard on this particular drill, out of 20 shots, I want him to hit at least 4 shots down the line. But remember, he can only do that if his cross-court shots find the target area. So we're just going into the second set of the same drill here, and I'm making a point of going for more pace, being more assertive down the line. So what I want to see is a difference in pace and power from the cross-court shot to the down the line shot. So when he eventually earns the right to hit the down the line, I want to see him stepping up the court, taking the ball early. The cross-court wants to be hit with a little bit more height, maybe a little bit more spin. The down the line, like I said, step in, take the ball early, maybe a little bit flatter as well. And you can see there's a bit more juice on the down the line this time round. And next we move on to some fed backhands, and I'm just trying to explain to him here to really push hard with that top hand and wrap the racket around on the finish. I want him to exaggerate that finish a bit more. And you can see we've removed the cones. We're not really working on any accuracy or any sort of tactic. We're just sort of refining the technique a bit here. And again, let us know what you think of Bernard's backhand. I'm going to take you through it step by step in a second. So here you can see he's initiated the take back. Here's the end of the take back, and with a lot of top players who have a double-handed backhand, you'll see in this position their racket head will be elevated, so it'll be lifted up. And I would prefer that with Bernard because it allows him to get more drop when he transitions into the acceleration phase. So even though he gets a little bit of drop here, you'll see as he accelerates going forward, there's not much drop. Okay, if that makes sense. I want a little bit more, but it's not too bad. He's comfortable with it at the moment, so we're not messing with it. And then you can see his point of contact, again to the side and in front of his body, this time right in the middle of the strings, which is great to see. And he's using the top hand very well. Next you'll see good extension, very good extension through the ball. He's striking through the shot very well. His left arm is fully extended. And again, he's pushed up off his right leg. So he's using his lower body very well to generate that extra bit of power. And then you can see a nice wraparound finish once again. So the backhand's looking very good. I think it needs a little bit more work than his forehand, but technically it's looking okay. Now we're moving on to the final drill of the lesson, and you can see these 4 target areas that Bernard is going to try and aim for. And I'm feeding a random bunch of balls to both his forehand and backhand sides. So he can hit deep or he can hit for the short, sharp angle. And what I've said to Bernard is to kind of up the ante here in terms of the pace. I want him to accelerate the racket a little bit more and put more force into his shots. And we did play a few points afterwards. Unfortunately, my camera died, so we didn't get a chance to show those points. But Bernard is going to be making more appearances on the channel, and we just want you guys to follow us on this journey on improving his game. And yeah, all feedback is welcome. And that is the end of the video, guys. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and throw a thumbs up. Take care. Have a good day.